Well, alright, today we're going to be reviewing The Fantastic Four.
Well, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head off into space and come back forever changed.
As a family. Has to be us.
Baz Luhrmann, the man who uses 20,000 shots, where other directors would use 3, made this film. And no one can convince me otherwise. It's this Disney-fied, processed food of a film. Every piece ground into shot dust and recompiled to make something that is legally a film, but contains zero soul for a lot of it. Not all of it, because on top of the reconstituted powder and CGI pink slime is some real fun spectacle and choices that I'm glad exist. The short of it is, it's a 3 out of 5 I'd see again. Hoping that intro wasn't so obnoxious the second time. But who knows? It's good, but I'm not attached. Now for the long of it. The first thing I want to entangle is, it has a sort of messiness that makes me sad. Jutting continuity problems and half-assed logic grating at me, like the Silver Surfer surfing when she can just go through shit. Is she trying to have fun in the middle of this fight? Can she not fly through certain things? It's just not very established for this overly established film. For this film that has this really long opening where it needs to explain to you who the Fantastic Four are, where they're at, what their relationships are, and it's just like they don't want to give you any context clues for anything about that, so they want to set it up really solidly, and then they don't explain a lot of other things, which can be fun and can be a huge jutting annoying flaw. There are shots where they did something that doesn't show up in the next shot, like the spaceship that was just 1 second before invisible, suddenly completely uninvisible for no reason. They use this warp apparatus on their spaceship that lets them go into warp drive, right? It makes a bubble around the ship. But then later in the movie, they don't need that to go into warp. They just need to get up to speed, which, okay, but then what's with the fucking, I guess it's just an accelerator, and then the ship itself can create the warp bubble. I don't know. It's just very unexplained and strange. Like, oh, wow, they lost their warp exoskeleton for their ship. And then actually they didn't need it. And it's like, okay, well, you didn't set that up at all, and you made me think something else, and I don't know. It's an over-established, under-established movie, and it's just kind of wonky and annoying. Police cars flying past the window of like this skyscraper, like they're in the tallest building of the city, right? The Fantastic Four. And you see police fly past the window, and then they look out the window and the police are all low to the ground. Because why would they need to be that high up? They wouldn't need to fly past the window. It was just so that the movie could show that cops are doing something in their flying police cars. But it's just like, if you think about it, if you dig a little, it's just a little nugget of annoyance. Constantly. There's a neutron star that in some shots is just a black hole, and in other shots is a light emitting neutron star thing, because a black hole traps light. Neutron stars don't trap light, and sometimes the movie knows this and sometimes it doesn't, or maybe I'm completely wrong, but it's just annoying. Like, they didn't pick one side or the other. It's just some shots it's a black hole, some shots it's a fucking white star that acts like a black hole. It's just another fucking annoying thing to watch in the movie. It's just kind of a mess. Plus, the overly processed shots make it real rough. Like, they cut. Like, they have every imaginable angle and establishing shot that you've seen in other much better movies. And in those movies, they hold on those shots for a little while because it's impressive and it's cool. But this one feels more like a film student knew do those shots, but couldn't feel what shots to pick or to choose from. So it just used all of them, and all of them just don't register as a feeling. It's just kind of like, these are all the shots you need to have. And there's like no flow to them either. There's no like, all right, we're just going to get a bunch of shots of this angle and this is your perspective. No, it's all the angles, all the perspectives, left, right, up, down. It's like going through a fucking tumble dryer of fucking what's going on in the scene. And it's very inelegant, overly processed. This is the way we do it, but you don't understand why we do it kind of production. And I'm all for imperfection, but if you're going to drag me through in a long establishing intro, setting up the whole story securely, then why not put in the same effort to make sure things in the meat of the film are fully cogent? It's just annoying and points towards what everything in this film points towards, it being a soulless production line thing. And I think that's the main point. But let's not just drag nameless, faceless shit through the dirt. What's actually in the film? Well, the world is literally vibrant. Retro future in blue and brownstone. Big CRT screens, cassette hard drives, and nyok. Oi, buddy, what's going on over there, eh? The idea that they all signed up to live in a life of matching colors gave me Venture Bro vibes. A show that deconstructs the same concept into Mr. Incredible being a fucking control freak, which is kind of what it feels like. But in this movie, this film is not about that at all. It just reminded me of that. But it was cool to sit in this vision of the future where small, different turns were taken because of the characters having such a historic and strong hand in the world, which is fucking wonderful. You absolutely want that in your film. The ever incredible Pedro had me worried. The man making Haunted look good. As at points I could see that knotted tangle of worry in his brain eating at him. I'm not 100% on board with his writing though. Big moments, like how he explains how his mind works, get the point across unintelligently and off target. I think everything through is what he was trying to say, but what came out was, I worry about everything. The word choice not hitting the gong of who this guy is. It's overly focused on a mistake he made, but he's explaining who he has been throughout his entire life. And so it kind of misconflates the two big points of him. You're worried now. Historically, you're always about thinking everything through to the nth degree. You worry about your mistakes, but because you didn't think enough, because that is your main thing. You didn't do you hard enough. Not because you worry too much. Not because your defining thing is worrying too much. Just another little thing in this movie. I could be wrong, but it feels like they're like, good enough. And it's just, no, finish the piece you're trying to make. Make the vision. Again, the main point I'm trying to make here, wrapping back around. The Thing touched me in a way I didn't expect. I loved him getting many looks that really changed how I perceived him each time and made him feel like a person. That plaid shirt and the beard combo being a look I think he rocked and that I'd like to see him rock more. And he wasn't doing the usual being crying all film. It was more of a quiet sadness. That's surprising. It's a very interesting gem of a film to examine. It's just messy is what it is. Johnny had me rolling my eyes and remembering that they're a family of geniuses, and getting entangled with the Silver Surfer is an angle I never expected him to be at. He felt like he needed something. It was just hanging on the outskirts all film, but he would always get his moments, and they were usually pretty fucking good. Sue! Okay, I thought Sue was Lady Gaga. I was sure for the whole movie, for months leading up to the movie, she looks exactly like her, but she's more wooden, which I blame the film for, and just incorrectly. It was just a completely different actress. You can't watch Joker 2 and then watch this and tell me these two aren't the same person, or sisters, or something. Just fucking wow. Anyways, that's my mistake. She's the powerhouse. She's the soul. She gets the big emotions. And whenever she's on screen, she's integral to what's going on. It's her movie foremost, but it's all of their movie. And it's kind of perfectly balanced. So good job, studio. So, the baby, my favorite concept in the film. A little guy maturing into his godhood, barely able to comprehend the world, but already cloaking himself. What I can only predict is time stuff, or him seeing much further than everyone else, that the concept is elementary, very weird, unexplained, and it gave me the lore tingles. Overly CGI often, but sometimes that little CGI baby was throwing looks, and I'm not used to interpreting the acting choices of baby, so that was fun. Galactus's ship one of the many versions of the icon. The idea that he begrudgingly follows his path is so interesting. In my head, he's some kind of old tech gone wrong, because he's just coated in the stuff, and he only seems to get a sliver of the power he harnesses, which points to where's the rest of that power going. It's like he's a machine forced to do this thing, and he gets those little tiny sliver nuggets, and the rest of it's going somewhere else. He also chooses to have a Silver Surfer for unexplained reasons, but seemingly mostly to warn the worlds he's going to devour. How do you interpret that? Is it kind? Is it efficient? Like what? It's not explained by the film. It's just a thing that's true. And so you can only be left to interpret it. Unless you know the actual lore, which, nah, I'm just sticking with the shit that's in the film. The man has some interesting depths, and he is a man in this film. Lastly, his tie to the baby is interesting. Someone to take his mantle, or for him to feed off of, and that he and the baby see more of the world than the others. All so interesting, but he just turns into this pompous giant in the final battle, with basically no powers. He's just a big guy. More sad studio meddling, I can only assume. Or film college track ass thinking. Or something. I don't know. It's just someone is very disappointing. They did great with it, but when you think about it, it's just like, oh, well, he's really just a big guy, huh? He's tough, I guess. He's hard. He's maybe unkillable, but it's just a big guy. The Lady Silver Surfer. I don't know how to feel. She's often cool. More often, very wooden. She surfs on lava and shines while doing it, and just exists ephemerally, reflecting everything like a supermodel-ass statue. She gives hard looks, she hits hard, she grabs for babies in their mother's wombs with her untouchable powers, and she gives me a kind of chill. An overpowered character that can instantly go faster than anything and through anything, but is written out and powered down in moments to hand the good guys the win, or to snatch it away from the good guys, or to raise the stakes, or whatever is needed in that moment. Weak sauce, but still cool as fuck. She leads me into my wrap-up. She's a film school-ass product. Just like the very extra long, lingering for tension moments. Very expected things and shots of a production line-ass film. But on top of this, stands some good things. Someone somewhere had some talent and chose the moments to use it, which is another part of production. A minimum viable product. Creating a crescendo of little cool spots where they need to be, just enough to get you a drip of that fantastic hero feeling in the end, and ending with a good, if silly fight that's basically them fighting a giant. Even fucking Thanos, your own goddamn continuity, called down a barrage from a ship. Just saying, you could have done more with fucking Galactus. Maybe this is who he is throughout all fucking interpretations. It's just like everything else in this film. It's the Fantastic Four. A good product.
Fantastic!
Hold on!
Today, we are your defenders. I finally knocked it off the list.
List.
The new spacesuits.
Oh. I take back every single bad thing I've been saying about you. To myself. In private.